All right, welcome to Well Adjusted with Dr. Sam from Infinite Health Family Chiropractic. Now, my friend Dr. Sam established Infinite Health Family Chiropractic in order to create health and wellness for his community, also to educate individuals of the value of a chiropractic lifestyle. And I think that's going to lead right into our conversation today. Good afternoon, Dr. Sam.
Good afternoon, Mr. Nazi. Should I call you Dr. Nazi? Doctor?
No, I don't have the student loans. I'm definitely not there. Now, I got to tell you, last week, I know, and we've had this conversation before because I've been coming to Dr. Sam for years. I'm like patient zero, I think, at Infinite Health.
Well, yeah, close.
Like 4. And I know when it's been a long time since I've been adjusted, and my body tells me, hey, get on over to see Dr. Sam. After you adjusted me last week, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you released, but I felt like energized. I felt just ready to go. So what did you do to me? Did you unlock some hidden power that I have in my body, Dr. Sam? What did you do?
No, I unlocked your power. Everybody has the ability to heal, and everybody has, when you reduce the subluxation and the effects of the subluxation, your body is functioning better at a different level. And because it's functioning at a different level, your body is allowed to function better. And people do feel what you felt. People, sleep better. People have, better days. They detoxify and get rid of stuff, so everybody's a little different. And, and that's one of the big things, like you said, education and understanding of why your body's doing that. But ultimately, you're the doctor, not me. Your body, I just help to alleviate or reduce the effects of the subluxation, and then your body does the rest. So
I just think it's amazing how when I came in, and you remember, I couldn't turn my head all the way to the left, and then you adjusted me, and boom, I could turn it to the left. I mean, it was almost like I was off my axis, and you kind of adjusted me right back on where it should be.
And that's what a subluxation does. I mean, a subluxation is a misalignment of the spine. It interferes with your nervous system. What that's basically what you just said. It's off axis. You put it back in alignment, and your body starts to function better. And it doesn't mean we're not going to knock it out again. Day-to-day things of going on with that. And the individual that we're going to have on today is primary because I go down there periodically to teach at Sherman Chiropractic College. I go maybe every 6 months or so. I've done some stuff online last year. And Dr. Brian Dooley is, he's an assistant professor there, but he's also the business education department chair at Sherman Chiropractic College. He's the treasurer of International Federation of Chiropractic and Organizations. So that's the IFCO for chiropractors as a chiropractor. And he runs his own practice too, in I believe the Greenville area. But I would love to bring Dr. Brian Dooley in and let him tell you a little bit about himself.
Welcome, hey. Dr. Brian Dooley. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys?
We're great. Now, where are you right now? Where are you located right now?
I am at Sherman College of Chiropractic, which is located in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Ah, very nice. Very nice. Coming in nice and clear. I mean, this is technology over the last year has just really advanced. Now, how long have you been part of the college?
I am in my 9th year. So I went to Sherman College. I started there in 2002. So I was a little late, I guess, getting to chiropractic college. I graduated in 2005. I associated, which meant I worked for another doctor for a couple of years, opened my own practice in 2007. And then I started teaching at the college about 9 years ago.
That's really cool. Now, you were just listening to Dr. Sam and I speak a moment ago, and I told you how I was in there last week. Do you hear that a lot from some of your patients or even from some of your students, how their body knows when it's time to get an adjustment?
Well, I hope I hear it from the students, because that's what we've been teaching them all this time.
It's true.
If they've been listening, the students are saying it. Yes, I hear it from my patients all the time. And probably the thing I hear from my patients the most, and it's my favorite thing to hear, is, Doc, I had no idea that I could live like this. Because when we get subluxated, we could have been subluxated from birth. The first time I got adjusted, I was about 29, 30 years old.
Mhm.
So who knows? I was a football player. I played sports. I was a boy, for crying out loud. The things that we do getting in trouble. I know my mother had a difficult delivery when I was born, so I could have been subluxated at that very moment, and it just never. I never got adjusted until I was 30. So I'm one of those people that said I never knew that I could live like this, because I blew out my back when I was about 24, working in the movie construction business, and thought I was going to be in pain the rest of my life. And so not only do I not have pain, but everything's just working fantastic.
And you changed and you became a chiropractor.
I did.
So, I mean, and you went back and you said you started later, just like myself. I mean, I went back to school when I was 30, and didn't graduate till I was 33. So that was back in 95. And it's pretty amazing that you had that much of an experience that drove you to become a chiropractor. And then you decided, hey, I'm going to go back and help others. And why? You're an alumnus of Sherman. I'm actually an alumnus of Life, but I support Sherman through their Regency program, and people can support. If they're supporters of chiropractic, I would definitely tell them to look into Sherman College of Chiropractic, and understand that that is where people are learning chiropractic. That is where they're learning not only the philosophies that drive the chiropractics and the why behind it, but how is it that you had that experience and it drove you back, and you opened your own practice, you associated, and then you decided, hey, I'm going to share with students and allow them, hopefully, like you said, to understand that these are the things that people will feel or hear?
Probably forever. I never ever thought I would be a teacher. My wife, since I've known her since undergrad, which was early 90s, said, you really should teach. And I said, well, there's no flipping way that I would do that, because I don't like to stand up in front of people and talk to people. So yeah, other than dealing with people, teaching's a breeze. So I didn't know that I was going to do that. And then just some things that happened where, quite frankly, a guy I know became the president of the chiropractic college in New Zealand. And I'm like, that'd be pretty cool to live in New Zealand. And I literally just sent him a note and asked, how did you get into education? And he said he started at the community college or the technical college level to get his teaching chops. And he said, just be ready when an opportunity starts. And so I looked into it. The Tri-County Technical College in Pendleton, South Carolina, was not far away from where I was living at the time. And so I started as an adjunct, just on their adjunct faculty, teaching anatomy and physiology lab. So I'd never been in front of a class before, other than, giving your book reports or that type of stuff. So I looked into it. I realized right away after the second class, I might be the worst teacher on the planet, because I remember thinking, if I was spending money to be taught by me, I'd be very disappointed.
Yeah.
So if you're the class, if like you guys are the class,
Yeah.
and the computer monitor with the PowerPoint was here, here's how I looked, talking to the class.
Yeah.
Yeah. And literally sitting down at the computer monitor. And so I started thinking about what I liked that teachers did from all the way back. And I started doing some of those things. And all of a sudden I was having a lot more fun, and the student interaction became infinitely better, like turned it 180 degrees on that third day that I gave it a go. And I started thinking, well, maybe this is kind of fun. So I kept doing it for a few semesters at Tri-County Tech. And then I started to think, you know what, maybe it's time that I actually teach more of what I really know. I mean, I'm okay with the anatomy, but teaching the chiropractic. And so I got onto Sherman College of Chiropractic's website. They were looking for an assistant case doctor. So we have an on-campus clinic. So we have case doctors that manage the care. So I came on just as an assistant. And then after a few quarters of that, we're on the quarter system here. I was asked to teach a couple of courses in Philosophy 2, which is the 33 chiropractic principles, and then chiropractic history. So if I was to pick the two courses that I would teach, those would have been it. So it felt like it was just something to happen. And then I've really, really, really enjoyed it ever since. So I really enjoy hanging out with the students. And so for something I never thought that I would do it. Not
Yeah.
only do I do it here, but I do have the opportunity to speak around the country, and I'm meeting all sorts of cool people. So it was just sort of all fell into place. If I really look back on it, that was sending this one person a note like, "Hey, how did you get started?"
Yeah.
And
You never know.
yeah, and then just stepping out of my comfort zone, and I try to remember what it was like to be a student. So what did I not like that teachers did to me? And I try not to do those to my students as well. And it's been interesting. I mean, now teaching's a whole lot different because so many online things at our school. Every student gets an iPad with all of their notes. So when they leave school, they take the iPad with them. So they've got everything.
Yeah.
With COVID, we went from fully basically lecture only stuff. COVID, we went to fully online within 3 weeks, and it was crazy. So we had to produce all these videos and start. Now we're back doing sort of a hybrid of that, where we do what's called the flipped classroom concept, where the week before I'll release the information, you look at a video with a PowerPoint, do a couple assignments. So then when you come to class, I can say, all right, here are the things that we need some work on, and here are the things that we're really good at. Well, let's spend our time on the things that we need work on. So what I like about this model is typically at a lecture, you'll get the lecture, and then you got like 5 minutes at the end of class to do the practical fun stuff. So now we do the practical fun stuff the entire period because the students have done their work before.
Yeah, they've already done it online.
Right. So it's like they do the homework first, and then we come in and we talk about how they can use it.
So, Dr. Dooley, that's one of the things that I love about Sherman is that their ability to adapt to this whole process, because you had that Apple initiative where you had the online teaching and the iPads and everything in place for the students coming in, and in doing so, you were able to switch over, and now you are giving I think the students a better understanding and giving them more of an opportunity to be prepared for class if they come in, so that, and you're actually taking into accountability their considerations, what they think they need to work on, as opposed to just saying, hey, didactically teaching them and learning and then throwing it down their throat. And I think, I mean, I know that you've been paramount in helping initiate some of that stuff and being in part of that. How do you think Sherman has positioned itself for the future, and a little bit about how you think they will position themselves to help chiropractic continue into the future?
The world's way different now. So with COVID, there was a lot of positives that came out of it. I mean, we all know how to Zoom now, or we all know how to use Microsoft Teams now. And there's so many online tools to where it makes it a lot more versatile in how we can offer the information. So what I love about the whole iPad initiative is fantastic, because the students put all their stuff, they submit it online. So I can grade it wherever I'm at. And it used to be if I was going out of town for one reason or another, if we had snow and had to cancel class, if there was a holiday, you would miss that classroom time. Now it's like, yeah, listen, I'm going out of town, but here's the information. Go do the work. So they still need to do the work and still can get things done. As teachers, we don't feel so under the gun, because I mean, it's South Carolina. We get a quarter inch of snow. We're closed for a week. So that's the way that goes.
I know, I've been there when that happened.
Yeah. Oh, I'm from New Jersey, so I used to make fun of South Carolina. But then what I realized is it snows, and I don't go to work, and by the afternoon it's gone. So and then it snows, and then it freezes overnight, so we can't go into work again. So it's fantastic. So I love it. Yeah. But that's what I really thought was great about Sherman in the first place, was we were in pretty good position. It was not an easy 3 weeks, I can tell you that, because it was learning how to make videos, do these videos look good. Nowadays, what students want are about 5-minute videos. They don't want an hour lecture. And the reason is because if I need to study topic A, well, I know that that's on video 3, whatever it is, and they can just look it up right away. So learning those systems, I'm looking at, because now what a student can do is they can have a lecture on, or while they're driving in the car, so they can be doing some work that way. They can have a lecture on while they're taking a bath, for crying out. Put the candles on. Listen to me talk about the 33 chiropractic principles.
Yeah.
Right. So,
thanks. I'll pass.
so, I'll send you a picture of my head, Sam. You can put it in your bathroom wall. But it's really cool. Like, what I love about it, we've probably all taken the Scantron test, right? So bubble things in. Things that we could do with the iPad is they bubble this sheet in, something called the zip grade. I take a picture of it and they immediately get their grade. So I just show them the iPad. That's what you got.
Oh, wow.
And so and now what we're using are learning management systems. So we moved from zip grade. Now everything's online to where a student does the test. They know exactly what they got when they left. And the beauty of it is, if it's a multiple choice test, it just drops it right into the grade book for me. So you don't even have to enter stuff. So it's taken a lot of that. I don't want to say tedious stuff, but tedious stuff out and just made us a lot more streamlined and again, like I said, versatile. So it's pretty cool.
It's not just helping the students, it's helping the educators as well. I think a lot of good things have come out of the last year, how we've all grown. And I know myself personally, I would benefit from something like this. It was all the boring stuff, sitting through the lectures, it was just so mundane. I couldn't handle it. And then finally, when we got to the fun stuff, I was already checked out. You know what I mean? It was done. This method is amazing. I think it's great.
That's what I loved about Sherman, because they put this initiative. The campus has grown. They have they have the new buildings. They totally revamped everything, added a building. It's absolutely gorgeous. I know that they have the weekends for any kids that are interested. Maybe you could mention a little bit about that weekend thing. I know we have like 3 or 4 minutes, Mazzy?
Yeah, exactly 3 minutes.
Exactly. Well, if somebody's interested in chiropractic, I'm biased as far as where is Sherman positioned. We're the best chiropractic school on the planet. So I will just put it out there for that. And I would argue a lot of people pick any school that they're going to because of convenience. Even our students will choose where they're going to practice because it's close to home in a lot of cases, or it's close to here in Spartanburg. But I would say if you're looking at anything, take a look around a little bit. Sherman it's in Spartanburg, South Carolina, which is right between Atlanta and Charlotte. So it's 3 hours from the beach. We got mountains and lakes as far as if you like those outdoorsy things. So come take a look. We've got what's called Sherman Showcase, and that'll tell you everything there is to know about chiropractic and how Sherman College teaches it. And if you're over, I think, 200 miles, then we cover your travel expenses. So it's super easy for people to come down. If you go to www.sherman.edu/showcase, that will take you right to the link where you can sign up for the next one. We do them 3 times a year. They're really, really cool events. And at that event, you'll know everything. You'll know what prerequisites you may or may not need. You'll know what the financial picture is going to look. I know you mentioned student loans way earlier. So we're going to make everything you would possibly need to know about getting an education in chiropractic at Sherman College. You'll know from those weekends.
What are the age restrictions? What ages are we talking about for that weekend?
I don't know if there's an official restriction. We've had people that are in high school that are thinking, well, do I want to do chiropractic as a career? Because chiropractic, you'll have to do undergrad first. So come and check it out. If it's a career that you might want to do, then you're going to know what your undergrad requirements are, so you can slide on and get those out of the way before you start school. I know when I came back, I have a political science background in undergrad, so I had to take 9 classes. So that was extra. So that held me off starting school for about 2 years because I was working at that point. So I could only do about a class or 2 a semester until I was able to get through. So even if you're in high school, if you're a guidance counselor somewhere that you want to put on a career day, contact our school, because we have doctors in the area that will be happy to come down and talk at your high school. Dr. Sam will do it.
That's a great
I'm in
idea.
a raw program, and that's that's part of it, and that's why I wanted to bring that out there, because that's an important thing. I know I'm here in Concord, New Hampshire at 126 Loudon Road, And this show, Well Adjusted, is about getting information to people and making sure that the community is engaged. So if you're interested, I would definitely, if any guidance counselors or anybody is interested and hears this, they can contact the school, they can contact me, and I can get you in touch with the school. We can get you the supplies and things that you need. It's just getting the information out there, and that's the biggest thing. And do we have a few seconds?
Nope, we're over time already.
All right, sir.
We're out of,
well, I thank you, Dr. Dooley, for being online and being with us. And Nazi, thank you very, very much for everything. And don't forget to listen to this podcast again on the radio. It's rebroadcast on the radio at WTPL.
Excellent. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Well Adjusted.
Take care.
I'm sure.